I'm Karen Luciana, and I live in the Chicago area, Chicago, Illinois. And I am a former teacher, and I'm now the director of the Young Inventors Challenge that is hosted by People of Play. And People of Play used to be Chicago Toy and Game Group. They have rebranded. So the Young Inventors Challenge is a contest, and the contest is open to children ages 6 to 18 worldwide. And normally in not a pandemic environment, the fair is held every third week of November at Navy Pier. And it's a really amazing, energetic, exciting event. It is open to the public, and there are toy and game companies and toy and game inventors who are going to pitch their products, and it's an opportunity for professionals in the industry to really connect and see what's out there and, you know, get the word out about new products. But where the Young Inventors Challenge comes in is it is a contest where children who have an idea for a toy or a game can go through the inventing process and enter it. And there are a few different categories, and there are judges. The judges come from different toy companies in the industry. And it is just, I can't even begin to tell you what kind of an energetic, happy, incredible event it is. It's grown over the years. We've been doing this for 15 years. And I was part of the group of teachers and students who helped launch it. And since then, it grew from maybe 20 children who entered to more than 200 in the past few years. Wow. And this year, of course, we're a little worried that we may not get as many entries, and that's, of course, due to COVID. So I taught I just retired. And so last year, half of the year was done virtually. And then, of course, the year before that, it went virtual in March. And let me tell you, you learn Zoom and Google Meets and online platforms. You have to, it's sink or swim.
Right.
Yeah, okay. But what's really nice about it is that it's Common Core. It meets many standards of the Common Core curriculum. So I am trying to get teachers involved and schools involved. And I think that one of the problems with teachers and schools not buying into it is because of what I just said about the pandemic. Teachers have so much pressure on them right now to really adhere closely to the Common Core standards and to going through the units and making sure that children aren't behind. So they're all the fun stuff that we used to do years ago. There's very little time for it. But if, you know, it's just, I think, important to know that the power of play is still such a huge part of a child's physical, emotional, mental, and social development. And so that's one thing I'd really like to do. I would like to promote this more to schools. You know, you don't have to do it in the classroom. That's probably asking a lot, but it would be a great thing if teachers would just be open to sharing the information with their students and families, you know. So that's what I'm hoping for with that. There you go. Okay, so there's the the People of Play, which was formerly Shy Tag, that's the website. And if you go to events up there at the top, and then click on Young Inventors Challenge, then the Young Inventors Challenge page is going to come up. And you can see how there are these are the sponsors and the judges and the and some of the mentors. These, when the kids sign up to be in the contest, they'll get a mentor assigned to them. And it's people from the industry who kind of help them develop their product and give them feedback. Then you can see where Julie scrolled down, there's so many resources. So there's resources for teachers, there's just resources for families. The green, let's see, go up a little bit, Julie. Scroll up. Okay, so yeah, there you go. There's a design guide and there's educator resources, the entry criteria, the rules and the mentors, they're all, I mean, it's all a very well-developed website, I must say. So as long as whoever's interested at least takes the time to, you know, kind of read these hyperlinks, they'll understand the contest. It costs $25 to be a part of it, you know, as your registration fee, and then that's it. And kids can work on it with a partner. So we allow groups of 2. They win prizes, they win games, and it depends on what some of the other what the sponsors might kind of give at the last minute. And the real big hook is that many of the actual toy and game companies have been known to buy one of the ideas, you know, and that's a real big push for some of the people who are interested. And there's different categories this year, but when people sign up, they don't have to pick a category that would limit them. So, but then the judges kind of go in and look at all the entries and say, this would be, you know, a great idea for most marketable, or this would be a great idea for one of the new categories this year is most sustainable, you know, so think of the earth and think of renewable resources. So we want to really encourage the process of inventing, the power of play, creativity, innovation, and it's something that I believe in. And I really, really hope to get the word out there to as many families and children who have great ideas and they think that nothing may ever come of these ideas. Well, something will, you know? And it's exciting. It's really exciting to be a part of what the children come up with.
Karen, I have a question for you, if I may. I'm interested over the last 15 years. What are some of the trends that you've seen in terms of what students are inventing?
I don't know if I've seen anything that would be. All right, you know, I'm thinking of something like, you know, Pokemon cards were real big. You know, it's nothing like that. It's more board games that I see a lot of, and some children are going the route of video games, and they may not know how to write the code or write the idea for it. All they need really is the concept. They don't, and they can, and the explanation of how they envision it. So that's really good too. But no, I haven't seen a big move toward, you know, one particular trend.
Yeah, and I think, just to be clear, the trend I was thinking of was also how are they engaging, and like you, I'm a big believer in creativity and play. Oh. I wish I'd had it when I was in grade 1. But just, yeah, like in terms of how the kids are showing up, or they're beyond the actual invention, just what other things that you're noticing?
Well, it's just amazing how well developed some of their ideas really are. And since we went virtual last year, they had to, part of the entry was a pitch video. And, you know, I would think that when kids are home, they're going to have their families helping them, but their parents might be helping them, but their parents don't get in there and they're not in the heart and soul of the child who's presenting. I mean, I'm just always amazed at some of the ideas that they come up with. And then part of the project is it has to follow a certain sort of like format or process, almost like a science fair, right? So it can't, so the idea that, you know, I said you don't have to have the final product, but the idea has to be out there. You know, they have to be able to explain that. And you would think that even maybe the shyest kid or the one that doesn't maybe always shine in school, it's always surprising at how well they can explain what their idea is. So I saw that more in person. I would go around and visit the kids. They were just so excited and they just loved showing off an idea. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing them get very excited about being able to have an idea and make a finished product with it, even if it's not the final finished product.
No, that is what I was looking for. So thank you very much. Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. And thank you for that. I put on my screen behind me, the United Inventors Association. It's the national organization. I saw that when you had on your website for mentors. This might be another resource for under mentors. We have a deep bench of people looking. We just brought on a director of education for United Inventors Association, Dr. Russell Barnes. And, you know, that organization might be able to help also if people are looking. I know it's difficult sometimes for young people to find mentors that might be able to help them in the process. So we are part of a network across the country that helps children, adults from finding, you know, resources about how to take an idea to, you know, through the patent process and then to market one day. So I just wanted to mention that because we have a good reach. A lot of our creators have been to the fairs all over, from National Hardware Show to the toy to kitchen shows, and that I'm sure that if somebody was looking for, they needed a mentor, they could come to that organization. We could find them someone.
So thank you for that. Anyone who wants to sign up to be a mentor or even a judge, there is a link on that Young Inventors page for that. So that would be very helpful if there was any kind of a reach out to that organization that's behind you to say, you know, sign up to be a mentor, because the process of being completely virtual is new to me this year. Last year I was teaching, I wasn't directing this. So, and I'm and the way I understand it is after we have all the entries, then we assign them a mentor. So it has to be, you know, I think that someone who's registered with the website, the organization.
Okay.
That would be very exciting. Yeah. Thank you.
I know that's the hardest part sometimes, is finding mentors.
Yes.
And especially for young people who you're assisting, they have ideas, they want to get on with it, they want to, and there's a lot of experienced people out there that have, you know, look forward to bringing the next generation along, because this is the next generation of innovators whether it's for toys or for other type of products. So that's very important. So
Yeah.
thank you for doing that.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. Anything else?
I do have one more question.
Yes.
When you for teachers, my daughter's a teacher, my
Mhm.
wife's a retired teacher. I
Good.
feel, I can't say that I know how it feels because I can't at all, but I know what they've experienced now with teachers. And I agree with you that it's difficult for teachers to focus on anything else except, the tremendous difficulties they have now, just sometimes with, kids not coming to school and then trying to stay engaged with them, via Zoom before, and now a lot of schools back in session, having to do what would be considered an extracurricular activity, basically, for helping somebody develop a product. That's, I'm sure if this was 3 years ago, you'd have a lot of teachers reaching out to help.
Right.
There might be retired teachers who want to help. There's organization of retired teachers too. If you're looking for more mentors, that could be. And retired teachers usually have still a good contacts within the schools and things like that with parents. So if that might help promote the program more, and maybe some retired teachers, get involved with the program for the school.
That is a great idea. I was envisioning more like or something like, an after school program. But the retired teachers might be the ones who would want to organize something like that. Clubs, maybe the PTA could get involved. I mean, I've helped, even though I haven't been the director, I've helped out with it for years. And it really is, it's hard to, when I say sell it, I don't mean anyone needs to buy, the design guide or anything. I just mean sell it so that people will participate. It's been a challenge with schools. Not all, I guess maybe school boards see the importance of play or the development of a game idea. They, maybe a science fair, that appears more academic to them. But what I would really like to get out there is that play does have to do with your academic development, because it helps develop your mind.
I think that you can take play to, being in a band, being in sports, being that all teaches you teamwork and cooperation skills, and anything that you're going to need in business or life going forward. Because it happens to be, I have this idea that I just drew on a napkin, that doesn't make it less important than somebody who's, going after school for another activity or something like that. And I know that's from an inventor, an independent inventor side, but I think people forget that a lot of things that they're using right now had to come maybe off a napkin one day and notes they're using, and it's important that that part of the circle gets included in that. I think that's especially with the kids that maybe this might be their only activity that they do. Maybe they're not in a sports activity. They're not part of an organized group into the school, and they have to find outlets for themselves to do innovation, learn about prototyping and marketing and sales, everything that has to go along with that. So, I bring that up because I know that it's a challenge for schools to do anything, but I think retired teachers and certainly executives, maybe from SCORE also, getting more involved in schools and more, and certainly any local, I know I'm involved with the University of Massachusetts Innovation Program, and they reach down into, my organization too, to help supply information and space, expertise, things like that. So
I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn or just to have your contact information. I
Good. Yep.
appreciate your ideas.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'd be happy to, as long as I don't have to initiate maybe contacting you, and I'll leave it to somebody else to connect us. So
You don't.
Yeah.
You
okay.
don't.
Karen, I do have one question. What constitutes a toy? Like, what's the parameter for
A toy? Oh, that is just that there. That's a very broad term. So, I mean, silly putty's a toy, right? A ball is a toy. I do know that what the industry is looking for are, not the same ideas, but new ideas. But a toy really can be anything you play with. Yeah. Games, of course, have more of, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
The pen. Fidget toys.
Yeah.
Those drove us crazy for for years. Yeah. Good question. Most of the entries are not toys. Most of the entries are a game.
And are there apps that are also submitted?
No.
Games.
No, I haven't seen very many of those. I think that would go, maybe if someone had an idea for, are you thinking of a game that is an app? That might, that some of the high school students have had ideas like that.
Okay.
And I've been more geared, my area in the past, I've had less contact with those high school students. It's been more at the elementary end. Yeah.
Well, I join you. I'm a big believer that play is the basis for invention and innovation and creativity. So I applaud you in the work that you're doing, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And hopefully as we come through COVID, you can increase the educator engagement that you're looking for, because I'm sure these are tools that they would love to promote for their students.
Well, in the district where I just came from, do we have to, I thought that was a bell telling me my time was up, and it was your cat, Julie. I have them.
No.
We have a we have a big gong instead of a big gong.
Time's up.
I'm at my sister's in New Mexico. She had surgery. She has 7 cats. So that's probably a different one than you saw a couple minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
And apparently I'm sitting in their chair. So just ignore me. I didn't know I was unmuted. So I'm going to mute again. I'm still looking for our other guests.
It's okay. It's okay. Now I can't remember what I was saying. Social emotional learning. The district where I worked, they made a big deal about how we need to teach. So we need to address social emotional learning. So 10 to 20 minutes out of every day are these social emotional lessons. And people, a little bit older, they're like, well, why can't they just go outside and play? Instead of, and it's silly, you'll sit in a circle and you'll talk about, like, how do you get along with somebody, and you're supposed to be teaching that, but let them go outside and have some conflicts and learn how to resolve those conflicts. They just learned how to get along with people that way. It's a strange new direction that some of the districts are taking. Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure meeting with you, and it's been a great conversation, and I really, I wish you all the best with your work, and look forward to hearing more as it unfolds.
I appreciate it.
So thank you so much. We really appreciate it, Karen. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.